What's happening, Hoodlum Gang? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old N. And before we get started, I need y'all to do me a favor. If you want to be a part of the Hoodlum Gang, then go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that like button, recommend it to a friend, leave me a comment, and go on over to Instagram and follow me at Hoodie from the Hood. Now, as you can tell from the title, this is something that a lot of people be wanting to know about. This is something that a lot of people have spoken on other channels. Well, not a lot, but a few people. And it's kind of like something that a lot of people don't know for sure, but they think they know. And I'm here to give my perspective on it. Now, I must warn y'all before I give y'all my answer or my opinion. I'm only one person, homie. I only speak for me. I don't speak for the black community. Nor have I ever been on a level 4 or in the shoe or nothing like that. So I'm not talking about that type of stuff. I've been on the level 3, level 2, and just my county jail trips. This is my experience from what I've seen. So, like I said, the title, do blacks check paperwork? And the answer is, it depends. This might be a little controversial. Some people might be like, oh, nigga, you lying. We check paperwork. Some people gonna be like, no, we don't check paperwork. Like I said, it depends on the individual, the experience, what pod he hit, what yard he hit, at what time, what was going on, who was there, how was they programming. It just depends. I have personally never, ever been asked for my paperwork. Like I said, I ain't been on a level 4. I ain't been to the shoe. I got homies that's on the level 4 and they checking paperwork. But on them lower levels, not necessarily. A person might ask you to see your paperwork if you asking about your case or talking about your case. And, you know, some people be thinking they paralegals or, you know, they know the law or whatever the case. So they just might be like, hey, let me see your paperwork. You know what I mean? And that might be a little way to, you know, snoop through your shit and try to see what else is in there. I have been asked that before as far as my case. Like, let me see your paperwork. And I slide it with ease. You know what I mean? Let me see yours too. That's what I do. When I give up my paperwork, let me see yours too. But, you know, it's not like some other races and other cars. They, you know, it's mandatory when you get there to show that paperwork. Now, you know, obviously I wasn't really gelling back in the days when, you know, it may have been harder to get access to information. But now with the phones and just social media and in our county jail, you know, I don't know about other places, but you get emailed. Like your email account is hooked to your booking number. So when people look you up on the website to put money in your books or book a visit, they can email you. So you will get the email that day instead of waiting 2-3 days for an actual letter. It's more convenient for you, but at the same time, it also, I think it has something to do with contraband or whatever. So it's easier for them. But like I said, I've never hit a module and they was like, hey man, shoot your paperwork. I think it's more so people take your word for it, homie, until otherwise. And then, you know, if other stuff come out, then usually we treat that accordingly. Now some people might be like, oh man, I've been on the yard and this guy had this on his name and this guy had that. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think it just goes back to the history of how blacks came to this country and how we were treated and how we, you know, white people always lied on us and said, You know, look at Emmett Till, for example. That's just one of the cases. The white lady lied and said he whistled at her, and they went and did what they did. So we just have a huge distrust or mistrust for authority and white people in a position of power. So I don't think we so quick to just be like, oh, well, it's in black and white. The police said, or this person says, just like, bro, we just don't. For some reason, we don't trust that. We don't trust. You know what I mean? Like other races, I guess they see black and white and they just feel like, oh, that's facts. Even though you got a lot of people who's in jail for stuff that they didn't necessarily do. Everybody claims they're innocent. We know everybody ain't innocent, but everybody claims they're innocent. And every now and then you find out that some of these people are innocent. So imagine some of these people who came in there with some of these charges that are deemed no good, who actually really didn't do it. I don't believe that my people believe in just throwing people away. Now certain stuff, hey man, there ain't no talking. You know what I mean? When it comes to, kids, when it comes to elderly, it's just certain stuff to where it's like, come on, homie, that's all bad. Running your mouth. 9 times out of 10, you said that. You said exactly what was there. Could the police twist your words? Could the police lie on you? Of course, it's the police. But for the most part, that type of stuff. It's just certain things. Sometimes people take deals because they know they up against it. I agree you shouldn't be taking deals for certain charges, but some people just know that it might not turn in their favor. They got a public defender. They got a long history, and some people will cop out to some stuff that they probably could have beat or probably didn't do. Let's take Tupac for example. Everybody on earth knows Tupac didn't do that to that girl. They knew it back then. Obviously, I was a lot younger back then, but just growing up and looking at the facts of the situation, man, Tupac was literally running through Hollywood at that time. Your favorite actress, your favorite R&B singer, he could have whatever he want. Then if you fast forward to a couple years ago, when she was on Vlad brought that girl on to Vlad, and at first I'm like, why is he giving this girl a platform? But I think he really brought that girl onto his platform to prove that she was lying and to catch her up. And she contradicted herself, and you could just tell the girl was lying. I think she didn't, went back and hid under a rock again after that because she embarrassed herself. At 1 minute, she was saying that they did do something, and then he left the room, and then some other dudes came into the room. Then at the other moment, she was trying to make it seem like he was forcing himself upon her, but she was on top of him, straddling him. Like, it just don't make no sense. The girl was a liar, but, well, obviously that was in another state, but if that was in California, certain other factions, their rules would dictate that something be done to Tupac. And however other people roll, that's how they roll. Me personally, it's probably some blacks that agree that something should have happened to Tupac. Me personally, I'm not stabbing Tupac, homie. Not over that. Not over that. If they pack me out like how they packed out Baby Lane, then I'm stabbing Tupac. You're not finna get away with that, nigga. I'm not stabbing him over this girl who's clearly lying about something that this man doesn't need to do. That's just me. A lot of people will agree, a lot of people will disagree. But like I said, it's so many people who come in with these types of charges, homie. Not so many, but there's a few. And then some people, it's just like, you dead bang. You got a history of this. Like, bro, you can't be on this side. But it'd be a lot of tricky stuff, man. You got some dudes, he might have been 17, the girl was 15. And you know, he might have turned 18 and she's 16 and they still together. And then, you know, he could dump the girl and then she could lie or whatever the case. Or even if she don't lie, even if she just say, hey, that's my boyfriend, doesn't matter if it's consensual. You can't do that. You can't do that in California, even though it was okay when he was 17 and she was 15. But if he was 22 and she was 20, that's perfectly fine. It's a thin line, homie. People get caught up like that all the time. I recall a story, well, not a story, an event happening. This was back in 2006. Yeah, 2006. Or was it 2005? You know what? It might have been. No, it was 2006. It was. But I wasn't quite 18 yet. I was 17. Anyways, this really didn't have nothing to do with me, but I was there. I remember I was chilling with some of my essay partners from Eastside, Barrio Eastside. If y'all watching this, y'all might remember this if y'all was there. I remember we went to a homie's house, a certain homie's house. We used to go there after school, smoke, drink, whatever. It was like the little kicking spot. I had went to school in that part of town. So I went over there. When we went over there, it was a young girl there. She might have been about, I think she was probably 14. And she was off the hook. She was a little thought before that term was even a thing. And I remember the homie, my road dog that I was with, he was 15. He's 2 years younger than me. And when we got there, the girl was just pretty much letting everybody hit. You know what I mean? I think two of the dudes, they had been there all day. They did school. When we got there, she basically was hot and ready. The homie I came with, he hit. Just so happened that one of the other homies, he was trying to buy some weed. So he had called me and I'm like, yeah, I'm up the street. Cause they hood is up the street on Fairmont, and then Fairmont turns into 47th if you on the 13 bus. So he caught the bus up there. When he walked in the room, the homie that I had came with from Eastside, he had just got done doing his thing. And the other homie came in, bought the weed. He like, man, what's going on here? Cause they was right there. We sitting here bumping music, freestyling, nigga drinking Mad Dog and Mickey's and all kind of shit, smoking weed. And I remember he walked in and they was on the bed right there. But like I said, we over here, like the room is big enough. We over here by the computer bumping all kind of shit, back Dre, whatever the case. They over there fucking. He walked in, he like, what's up? What's going on? Like, can I go next? And she was like, yeah. Like I said, he was 16, the girl's 15, whatever. That ain't nothing. He hit next. When he get done, he like, what's up? He like, you trying to go next? I'm like, hell nah. They like, nigga, you act like you 18 or something already. I'm like, I don't care, bro. I'm cool. I'm straight. Like that, to me, that's just, that was just too young for me. I know 3 years is not a big deal, but from 17 to 14 is a big deal, maturity wise. And she just looked like, she looked 14. That doesn't look like a grown, it don't look good to me. You know what I mean? Didn't back then, damn sure don't now. Fast forward, like 2 more dudes hit. This was all consensual. I think like the next day or a couple days later, that girl hadn't been home in like 4 or 5 days. Her family was looking for her. I think they seen her walking somewhere in the East Side. They snatched her up, asked her where she been at. She starts to say pretty much that she was being held captive. And that wasn't the truth. I know this wasn't the truth. Basically trying to lie. Now her family was from another gang that lived in the area. Didn't necessarily beef with that gang, but they was in that area and they had been having little altercations already. So I think her uncles and brothers came and hollered at some of the fools from Eastside, and they, you know, let them know what happened. Like, nah, this girl came over here willingly, whatever the case. It all got swept under the rug. But at first, she was trying to make it seem like it had got taken from her and she was being held against her will. Now, let's just say they had went forward with that case. I was there, didn't do nothing to the girl. I'm just sitting here smoking, drinking, and bullshitting with the other SA homie. He was my age, 17, might have been 18. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say his name, but he was trying to hit, but she wasn't trying to fuck with him. So the other dudes, the 3-4 dudes who hit, that was all consensual, and all of them was minors. But let's say she would have kept on going with the lie. Now, I'm quite sure they would have had to do some type of kit to see if, you know, it was forced entry or whatever the case, and that probably would have debunked her story. But the point is, when that could have been on motherfuckers' jackets. People would have had to fight that. I definitely would have fought that because I didn't touch the girl. I was just there. But, you know, they would have still been like, well, you was there, so you're a part of this. That's how it works. And those dudes probably would have been in a lot of trouble with their faction, not necessarily at that time, and probably if they would have hit YA, you know what I mean? But when they would have got older, that probably would have followed them. And we all know that they didn't do anything wrong. The girl was a thought. She let them niggas run a train. Well, not necessarily a train. It was your turn, and when you get done, your turn. When you get done, your turn. They probably would have got removed off the yard for that, man. And we just don't agree with stuff like that, man. That's not how we get down. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, like I said, or y'all question, it depends what yard, who's there, how they programming right there, if they checking paperwork. There's some people who come there and they give you that paperwork without you even asking for it. I didn't seen that before, but niggas just come, yeah, I'm whoop-de-whoop, I'm from here. Nigga, here's my paperwork. Check it out when y'all get a chance. Slide it to the next cell. I've seen that. But yeah, man, that's my video for today. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Especially black people, because no one else can really tell us outside of, you know, our car what's going on. But let me know, have y'all hit yards where they was real strict on that paperwork? Have you been somewhere where they wasn't checking paperwork? Have you seen people slip through the cracks with foul charges? Did they get dealt with? Let me know in the comments down below. This your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old end. My bad, I had a burp. It's kind of raining too. I don't know where this coming from. But yeah, man, your friend from that big old end, man, I'm out.